Awaken your spirit, chosen one. You were never meant to be understood by this world. There is a rhythm inside you that no one else hears, a divine frequency playing through your soul that can't be picked up by earthly antennas. You walk into rooms and shift the atmosphere without saying a word. People stare, wonder, try to explain it, but they never can. You are encoded. Heaven carved something into your being that isn't found in textbooks or taught in schools. It's not loud. It's not flashy. It's quiet power. It's unseen but undeniable. You operate in an unwritten code. A code that confuses the proud, silences the loud, and humbles the self-assured. They think they've got you figured out until you move left when they expected right. Until you rise when they were sure you'd fall. Until your silence becomes louder than their noise. You don't follow trends. You don't chase validation. You move with divine instruction, timeless, precise, and unshakable. They try to read you like a book, but your pages are written in spirit. They try to predict your steps, but your path was never mapped by man. That's the twist. You're not mysterious because you're lost. You're mysterious because you've already been found by something higher, greater, eternal. That's what they don't get. If the world ever realized what's truly guiding you, they'd try to replicate it, copy it, or destroy it. But they can't, because it's not from here. You are a walking contradiction to everything this world thinks. It understands. You're strong but soft, bold yet reserved. You carry fire but you don't burn recklessly. You speak truth but only when it's time. You live in the now, but you carry the weight of tomorrow's wisdom. That's not by accident. That's by divine design. You've been chosen to walk differently, to think differently, to be different. And yes, it comes with isolation, with rejection, with misunderstanding. But it also comes with favor, with clarity, with divine protection. If this code within you wasn't hidden, if your path wasn't covered by a veil of mystery, the world would have tried to twist it, to weaponize it, to reduce it to something manageable. But the divine hid it in plain sight, right in your eyes, right in your silence, right in your endurance. They can't figure you out because you were never meant to be a puzzle. You were meant to be a mirror, reflecting back what people fear, admire, or deny within themselves. And that reflection, it reveals their own code, or the lack of it. You've been misunderstood for years, haven't you? Called too intense, too distant, too different. But listen, those weren't insults, they were confirmations. The world doesn't know how to categorize what it can't control. And you're uncontrollable. Not because you're wild, but because you're wise. You've seen too much, felt too deep, been through too many fires to be shaken by shallow winds. You're not arrogant, you're aware, you're not closed off, you're protected, you're not mysterious, you're sacred. This journey isn't about being liked, it's about being aligned. You're not here to fit in, you're here to stand apart, to move in sync with something so much greater than applause or attention. Your soul knows things your mind can't always explain. But that's okay. You were made to trust what others overlook, to move when others hesitate, to speak when others are silent, and to stay silent when others can't stop talking. Your restraint is your revelation. Your stillness is your strategy. So, when they look at you sideways, trying to figure out how you keep rising, smile. When they whisper about how strange you are, let them. They're witnessing something they were never trained to recognize. You are divine disruption, a quiet storm wrapped in peace, a warrior of light hidden in plain sight. And if this message touched something deep in you, it's because the code within you recognizes truth when it hears it. Like this video, subscribe and comment. I carry the code to join this journey. You're not alone anymore. Your tribe has found you. You've never fit in, and deep down you've always known why. There's something about you that others can't quite put into words. They sense it before you even speak. They feel it in The room, when you walk in, they pick up on something that can't be explained with logic, and that's exactly the point. You were not born to be explained. You were born to be revealed, piece by piece, through divine timing. You are the mystery they can't solve, the energy they can't match, the soul they can't copy, and that is no accident. You were chosen, not just to exist, but to disrupt, to awaken, and to shift the atmosphere wherever you go. You carry an unwritten code, something ancient, something powerful, and that code, it's unreadable to those who operate on ego, pride, or illusion. You move on a spiritual frequency that defies the world's language. They try to label it, but you're beyond labels, you're beyond categories. You are a divine original, this code inside you. It's not something you learned, it's something you remembered, something your soul always knew but the world tried to make you forget. But the fire in you couldn't be extinguished, even when they ignored you, even when they doubted you, even when they tried to shrink you to fit their comfort zones. You still rose, quietly, powerfully, unapologetically. You've never needed to announce who you are. Your presence says enough. Your silence speaks in volumes that no noise can ever match. You've confused people, not because you're unclear, but because you're too clear. You carry clarity in a world addicted to confusion. You carry peace in a society that thrives on chaos. You carry truth in a time when truth is rare. That's why they don't get you. And that's why they're drawn to you, even if they don't admit it. You walk like someone who knows something, and you do. Not facts, not gossip, not empty knowledge. You walk with revelation, and revelation cannot be taught. It can only be given by the divine. That's what separates you. That's what protects you. That's why doors open for you in strange ways, and why some doors slam shut without warning. The code within you is alive. It guides you even when you feel lost. It hides you when visibility would harm you, and it reveals you when the world needs your light the most. People try to study you like a formula. They mimic your moves, copy your style, imitate your energy, but it never works. Because what you carry isn't external, it's spiritual, it's sacred, it's encrypted. You don't operate from the mind, you operate from the soul. And that soul, it's been through battles that would have destroyed most. You've been in rooms where your silence screamed. You've stood alone while others folded under pressure. You've walked through storms with no umbrella, only faith, and you came out drenched in wisdom, not bitterness. You are not random. You are not ordinary. You are a chosen vessel, designed to be different. And with that difference comes a price. Loneliness, misunderstanding, spiritual warfare, but also strength, vision, favor, and alignment. You were never meant to blend in because you were born to stand apart. You were never meant to be one of the crowd. You were meant to be the shift that makes the crowd question everything. You are not difficult. You are discerning. You are not too much. You are too aware, and people who are asleep will always be uncomfortable around someone who is awake. But don't dim yourself. Don't shrink to be understood. Don't water down the divine fire in you just to keep others warm. You were not built for comfort. You were built for calling. Your presence is not an accident. Your voice is not a mistake. Your existence is not optional. There's a reason they can't figure you out. It's because you weren't sent here to fit into their understanding. You were sent to expand it. You were sent to show them there's more to life than survival, more than appearances, more than ego. You were sent as a living blueprint of what's possible when a soul surrenders to divine instruction. You know things without being told. You feel things no one speaks about. You sense shifts before they happen. That's the code operating. That's the divine intelligence inside you, translating spiritual downloads in real time. It's not paranoia. It's not overthinking, it's discernment, and it's not something you can turn off. It's part of your design. Sometimes it feels like a burden, carrying what others can't see, knowing what others dismiss, walking paths no one understands. But in that isolation, you've discovered something priceless, yourself. You've discovered how to hear God in the silence, how to trust your spirit when the noise gets loud, how to move in peace even when there's no blueprint, no map, no one cheering. That's what makes you different. And maybe you've been called too sensitive, too intense, too serious. But let me tell you something. Your sensitivity is your superpower. Your intensity is your passion. Your seriousness is your focus. The very things they mocked are the exact things heaven uses to move through you. You weren't built to be numb. You were built to feel, to connect, to heal, to awaken. You were built to disturb what's dead and to breathe life where hope is fading. You are the soul the enemy couldn't break, the one who kept walking even with wounds, the one who still showed up even when your spirit was tired. You didn't fold. You didn't fall. You transformed quietly, radically. And now you're becoming everything they said you couldn't be, not by force, but by favor. You don't owe anyone an explanation for the code you carry. You don't need to defend your glow or justify your wisdom. The ones meant to recognize you will, without a word. And those who can't, they were never meant to understand you. They were meant to witness you, to feel the shift in your energy, and ask themselves why they suddenly feel seen, feel shaken, feel challenged. That's what happens when a chosen one steps into the room. Spirits stir, shadows shrink, truth rises, and every false thing has to confront itself. That's why you've faced resistance. That's why you've been overlooked. That's why they tried to make you feel like your light was too much. Because deep down they knew you were different, not better, different, divinely different. And now you're remembering, you're reclaiming, you're rising. Not because you figured everything out, but because you finally stopped trying to fit into what was never meant to hold you. You're operating in the code now, flowing in it, trusting it, letting it guide you through uncertainty, through transition, through transformation. There is a pattern to your steps, a purpose in your pauses, a message in your silence. You are not lost, you are led. And the world may not understand the way you move, but heaven applauds it. The code you carry isn't for popularity, it's for impact, for awakening, for legacy. You are part of a divine plan that no human hand can alter, and your obedience to that code, it's shaking realms, it's changing lives, it's activating destinies, starting with your own. You are encrypted with divine knowledge. Your mind, your spirit, your presence, it's all aligned with something ancient and holy. People feel it. They may not be able to name it, but they know it's there. That's why they stare. That's why they listen a little closer when you speak. That's why they keep coming back, even when they pretend they don't see you. They're drawn to the light, even when it exposes what they've been hiding from. Let them wonder. Let them try to figure it out. Your job isn't to explain, it's to be the code, to walk it, live it, embody it, and trust that every step is ordained, every detour is divine, every delay is protection, every whisper of your spirit is a message from God saying, keep going, I've got you. You were never supposed to be understood, only revealed. You are not late, you are not missing out. You are not falling behind. You are perfectly aligned with the divine code written just for you. And as long as you keep moving in truth, in love, in spiritual obedience, there is no force that can stop what heaven has already started in you. You are a chosen one. And your code? It's changing everything. You move by something they can't clock, something they can't measure. Your timing doesn't match the world's rhythm, and that's why they misunderstand you. They watch your life like it's a delayed broadcast, trying to predict your next move using their timeline. But your steps are not powered by the ticking of man's clocks. They're guided by divine alignment. You've learned that some things can't be rushed, that some moments require you to pause, to sit in the silence, to trust the unseen while everything around you screams for action. That's not laziness. That's spiritual precision. There are moments when you've felt behind, haven't you? Like everyone else is building, achieving, getting noticed, while you're sitting in what feels like stillness. But that stillness was never empty. It was sacred. It was strategy. What they call delay, heaven calls preparation. You weren't standing still. You were being positioned. You weren't overlooked. You were being preserved. Because your assignment is not like theirs. You're not being trained for the temporary. You're being forged for the eternal. You've been pulled back so you can be launched, hidden so your foundation can deepen. The chosen ones aren't rushed out onto stages. They're built in secret places, in the wilderness, in the shadows, in the quiet hours when no one is clapping and no one is watching. That's where your power grew. That's where your discernment sharpened. That's where your soul began to tune in to something deeper than ambition, divine instruction. And now when you move, it's not for approval. It's because heaven said go. That's why your steps confuse people. You don't chase opportunities. You don't force open doors. You flow. You wait for the internal green light. And when it flashes, you don't hesitate. You obey. That's what separates you. You've learned to live by revelation, not reaction. You've stopped sprinting toward every distraction just to feel busy. You've chosen alignment over applause. And that decision, it's cost you comfort, but it's unlocking your calling. You've been misunderstood for that. Some thought you were procrastinating. Some thought you lacked direction. But what they didn't see was that while they were rushing, you were listening. While they were trying to impress, you were being impressed upon by something greater. They moved by fear of missing out. You moved by faith that what's meant for you will never pass you by, because you've seen what happens when you move too soon. You've felt the ache of forcing something that wasn't right. You've tasted the consequences of trying to prove yourself instead of being yourself. And you've decided that peace is a better pace than pressure. That stillness can be more powerful than speed, and that if God is silent, it's because He's saying stay. You've embraced the divine pauses. You've honored the invisible instructions. You've obeyed the inner knowing, even when it cost you relationships, opportunities, and people's approval. But in doing so, you've become something rare, something rooted, something real. The world doesn't know what to do with someone like you, someone who doesn't move for attention, who doesn't flinch in chaos, who doesn't need the crowd to clap before taking the next step. They think you're random, but you're prophetic. They think you're indecisive, but you're obedient. They think you're stalling, but you're surrendering. That's the code you live by. That's the rhythm your soul hears. And not everyone is supposed to understand it. You weren't built for their comfort. You were born to disrupt the system with your authenticity and your unpredictability. It's not a flaw, it's divine protection. You've been hidden in plain sight, cloaked in grace, guarded by favor, because if the enemy could trace your next move, he'd try to intercept it. But because you flow with divine timing, nothing can stop what's meant to be revealed in you. You've watched people move faster, louder, and more recklessly, and you've seen them fall just as fast. But you've been steady, silent, intentional, and that has built in you a strength no storm can shake. You've been refined by patience. You've learned the language of waiting. You've discovered that sometimes the greatest faith isn't in running, it's in remaining, and because of that, you're becoming a force. Not a wave that crashes loud and disappears, but a current that reshapes the landscape from below. You're changing the environment not with noise, but with presence, not with chaos, but with calm. And that presence, it speaks louder than 1,000 voices. You are the one who disrupts without even trying, who speaks without shouting, who shifts the atmosphere without needing to control it. People feel you before they understand you. They sense something different, And what they're feeling is the weight of your obedience, the depth of your surrender, the strength of your stillness. You don't move like them because you were never made like them. You are the quiet storm, the silent revolution, the divine disruptor who walks through this world as a mystery, not because you're hiding, but because heaven is revealing you layer by layer. And you've noticed, haven't you, how your presence stirs people? How some pull closer while others pull away. It's not because of what you're saying, it's because of what you carry. You are a mirror, and when people stand near you, they see themselves more clearly. Some are drawn to that reflection, others run from it. But either way, you didn't come to comfort the comfortable. You came to awaken the sleeping. That's why you've been misunderstood, because your very essence challenges people. You don't play the games. You don't wear the masks. You don't perform to be accepted. And in a world addicted to illusions, your truth is intimidating. But that's also what makes you powerful. Your authenticity is a weapon. Your clarity is confrontational. Your presence is prophetic. People don't always like the mirror, but they remember it. And your job isn't to change their reaction. It's to keep being the reflection. To keep walking in integrity, even when it costs you connection. To keep being real, even when it makes people uncomfortable. Because you weren't made to blend in. You were created to stand out. And that standing, it shakes foundations. It tears down false narratives. It opens hearts. So when they distance themselves, let them. When they talk behind your back, bless them. When they misunderstand your silence, your pace, your vision, release them. Not everyone can walk this path. Not everyone is coded for this frequency. But you are, and your soul knows who's aligned. Your spirit feels who's for you. Trust that, honor that, and walk on. You are not for everyone, but you are for someone. For the ones who've been praying for truth. For the ones tired of surface, for the ones searching for something real. You are the answer to prayers you didn't hear, the voice for hearts that never spoke, the light for eyes still adjusting from darkness, and your consistency, your courage, your clarity. It's saving more than you know. This isn't about being right, it's about being real. This isn't about gaining followers, it's about following truth. And when you walk in truth, even alone, you are never without power. You are never without purpose. You are never without divine backing. You're not meant to be predictable. You're not here to make sense to small minds. You're here to awaken souls. To call people higher just by being who you are. To break patterns just by refusing to follow them. To shift timelines just by showing up fully, freely, authentically. That's what the code does. It rearranges everything it touches. And you, chosen one, carry that code in every step you take. You're not loud, but you're undeniable. You're not flashy, but you're unforgettable. You're not always seen, but when you are, something shifts. The atmosphere changes. The conversation deepens. The noise gets quiet. That's not by chance. That's your spiritual assignment. To move differently, to live intentionally, to walk in obedience when the crowd walks in confusion. You've been chosen not to be understood, but to be impactful. Not to follow, but to lead. Not to compete, but to create. And as long as you keep honoring that, you will continue to rise in ways that confuse the world. But please heaven, and so you keep going, not because it's easy, but because it's eternal. You keep listening, not because you need control, but because you crave alignment. You keep showing up, not for recognition, but for reverence. Because everything you do, everything you are, is part of a bigger plan. A divine orchestration where every pause has purpose, every step has power, and every season is setting you up for the reveal. You are chosen, you are guided, you are encoded, with a destiny the world can't decipher. And that chosen one is why you are unstoppable. They watch you closely, don't they? Their eyes follow your moves, their minds race to decode your rhythm. But the more they observe, the more confused they become. The more they try to define you, the less sense you make to their understanding. That's because you weren't made to be figured out. You were made to be felt. You're not a formula to be solved. You're a divine expression meant to stir the soul. They don't realize that everything about you was shaped in realms they can't access. Your wisdom didn't come from books, they came from battles. Your peace didn't come from escape, it came from endurance. You learned to smile with broken pieces in your hands, to walk upright with a spine bent from carrying burdens too heavy for most. And yet here you are, whole, not because nothing broke you, but because nothing could keep you broken. Your spirit operates in a realm they can't see, so they misread your energy. They see quiet and assume weakness. They see patience and assume confusion. They see humility and assume submission. But they don't know that beneath your stillness is a roaring lion, under your silence is divine strategy, and behind your humility is unstoppable power. You are not lost. You are hidden. You are not unsure. You are surrendered. The reason they can't track your steps is because your map isn't written on paper. It's written on your spirit. You're not walking by sight, you're walking by sensing. You don't make decisions based on appearances, you make them based on alignment. And that frustrates those who live by logic, by control, by ego. They can't pin you down, and so they project. They call you inconsistent, unreachable, mysterious. But what they're really saying is, you don't move how I want you to, and you never will, because you're not here to fit their expectations. You're here to fulfill your assignment. And your assignment comes with divine encryption. Every step, every pause, every sudden shift, it's all a part of a greater blueprint only heaven holds. That's why when people try to follow your footsteps, they get lost. Because your path is voice activated, and the voice you're listening to isn't coming from the outside, it's coming from within. You've been given eyes to see what others overlook, a spirit that picks up on things before they happen. You've sensed betrayals before they unfolded. You've felt shifts in people's energy before they spoke a word. That's not paranoia, it's spiritual perception. It's the code operating. It's divine intelligence guiding you through unseen warfare and silent storms. And that insight, it's not always easy to carry. Sometimes you see too much. Sometimes you feel too deeply. Sometimes you wish you could unknow the things your spirit picks up. But this is what you were chosen for. Not the easy, but the eternal. Not the surface, but the sacred. You were given access to what others haven't earned yet, because you've surrendered to a level of refinement most avoid. You've let the fire purify you. You've let the silence shape you. You've let the wilderness teach you. And because of that, heaven trusts you with keys. You carry keys that open doors others can't see. Keys that unlock wisdom, healing, discernment, favor. And those keys, they don't respond to manipulation or charm. They respond to truth, to surrender, to spiritual authority. You walk with the authority of someone who has been through it, not just survived it, but grown through it. Your scars are your credentials. Your tears are your proof, and your discernment is your gift. You've been shown things in dreams, given visions in stillness, downloaded truths that changed how you see the world. And while others are still trying to climb the mountain by force, you've learned to wait for the wind of the Spirit to lift you. You've learned that the elevation that lasts doesn't come from self-promotion. It comes from spiritual positioning. And you're in position. Now, ready for what's next, not because you've hustled, but because you've healed. And healing wasn't a straight road. It was a spiral, a sacred unraveling. You've had to revisit old wounds. You've had to sit with hard truths. You've had to peel away layers of who you thought you were to uncover who you really are. And in doing so, you've found something unshakable. Not an identity given by the world, but a calling anchored in the eternal. You've stopped performing. You've stopped pretending. You've stopped living for the version of you others were comfortable with. And now you're living free. There's a sacred rebellion in you, a quiet refusal to be tamed by systems that silence the soul. You don't follow the script handed to you, you write your own. Not out of arrogance, but out of alignment. You've been shown that there's a better way, a higher way. And now you walk it, even when it's lonely, even when it's hard, even when no one else understands, because you weren't called to be liked, you were called to be light, and light doesn't apologize for shining. It doesn't ask permission. It simply shows up. And in doing so, it exposes what was hidden, illuminates what was dark, and guides the lost back home. That's you. You are the light they didn't expect, the truth they tried to bury, the miracle they never saw coming. They tried to count you out, but they didn't know heaven had already counted you in. They tried to silence your voice, but they didn't realize your silence speaks louder than their noise. They tried to write your ending, but God was still writing your beginning. You are the shift, you are the turning point, you are the divine interruption, and everything you've gone through? It wasn't random. It was training, preparation, sacred setup, because now you don't just carry light, you carry authority. You don't just inspire, you activate. You don't just speak, you release. You release peace, you release clarity, you release vision. And the more you step into that, the more heaven backs you. You've realized that you don't need to chase. What's yours will find you. You don't need to force. What's aligned will flow to you. And you don't need to beg. What's written in your code is already yours. You've let go of striving and you've stepped into trusting. And that trust, it's magnetic. It draws provision. It draws opportunities. It draws the right people, the right timing, the right alignment. That's the beauty of walking in your code. You don't compete, you create, you don't push, you attract, you don't fear, you know. You've tapped into a higher frequency, and now you're moving with power that can't be seen but can't be denied. Your life is the evidence, your peace is the proof, and your presence, it's the confirmation. So walk boldly, chosen one. Walk with the awareness that you are not here by chance. Walk knowing that every delay was divine, every rejection was redirection, every closed door was protection. You are here for such a time as this, not to fit in, but to shift everything around you. You carry a holy code, and with every step you take, heaven echoes, the earth responds, the atmosphere shifts, because you're not just walking anymore, you're awakening, and those who are ready, they'll feel it. They'll rise, they'll remember. The time of hiding is ending. The time of shrinking is over. This is your moment, not to explain, not to prove, but to be fully, freely, authentically. You are the divine encoded in flesh, the revelation walking among the weary, the light born for the dark. And now, chosen one, the world is about to feel the full weight of who you truly are. You know the feeling, don't you? That quiet ache deep in your spirit, the one that's been there for as long as you can remember. It's not a sadness, it's a knowing that something bigger is happening within you, something beyond what the eyes can see, something that the world cannot yet comprehend. It's a weight and a light all at once, a feeling of divine purpose stirring inside you, waiting to be awakened. You were never meant to blend in with the crowd, chosen one. You were never meant to live a life that feels ordinary. Your journey has been far from simple, but it's been preparing you for something great. Every struggle, every setback, every battle you've faced has shaped you into a force that can no longer be ignored. The world may have tried to break you, but instead, you've been fortified. You've been molded into something stronger than you even know. And through it all, you've learned something essential. Your true strength lies not in how you appear to others, but in how you rise when no one is watching. You are stronger than you realize, beyond what the eyes can see. The challenges you faced were never meant to destroy you. They were designed to refine you. There's power in your Solitude. There's strength in your stillness. The world doesn't understand this, but you do. It's in the quiet moments that you've found clarity. It's in the moments when you were alone, when you were stripped of all the distractions, that your true self began to emerge. In your isolation, you've been hidden, yes, but hidden for protection, hidden so that you could grow, heal, and evolve into the person you were always meant to be. The world couldn't see it yet, but heaven was working within you, and now in this moment you are no longer the same person you once were. You've been through the fire, you've been tested, you've been broken and remade, and though it was painful, it was necessary. You've come to realize that your journey wasn't meant to be a straight path. It was meant to be a journey of discovery, discovering your strength, your purpose, your divine power. Every detour, every delay, every struggle has led you here to this moment, where you stand not as a victim of circumstances, but as a victor over them. What they don't understand is that your journey is not one of weakness, but of extraordinary strength. They may see your silence and mistake it for weakness. They may see your stillness and mistake it for uncertainty. But the truth is, it takes far more strength to remain calm in the face of chaos than to react. It takes far more courage to walk in faith when no one else is walking with you than to follow the crowd. And that's what sets you apart, chosen one. You have learned to trust in the unseen. You have learned to move by faith, not by sight. You have learned to listen to the whispers of your soul and to follow them, even when the world is shouting a different direction. You are walking a path that others are too afraid to walk. They look at you, and they don't understand how you continue, how you persist, how you hold on when everything around you is crumbling. But that's because they haven't seen what you've seen. They haven't felt what you've felt. They haven't been through the fires that have forged you. They haven't known the depths of your soul, the resilience that lies within you. You carry within you a power that is ancient, that is divine. You were chosen to carry this power, and with it you will transform not just your life, but the lives of those around you. The world may not recognize you, but that's not your concern. Your concern is to stay true to your path, to stay aligned with your purpose. You are not here to prove anything to anyone. You are not here to be understood by the masses. You are here to fulfill a divine calling, a calling that is written on your soul, a calling that only you can answer. And while others may try to distract you, try to tell you what you should be, you know deep down that you are already who you were meant to be. You don't need their approval. You don't need their validation. You just need to walk in the truth of who you are. You are not meant to fit into the world's mold. You are meant to break it. You are meant to create a new path, a new way of being, a new way of living that is rooted in authenticity, in power, in divine truth. And that truth is that you were born for greatness. You were born to rise above the ordinary, to rise above the struggles, to rise above the limitations that others try to place on you. You are not ordinary, chosen one. You are extraordinary. You have been called to a higher purpose, and though it may be difficult, though it may seem impossible at times, you know deep down that you are equipped for this journey. You know that the divine has been preparing you all along, shaping you into the person who can carry this heavy mantle with grace and power. And now, it's time for you to step into your greatness. It's time for you to rise and show the world what you were made of. It's time for you to walk in the fullness of your purpose, knowing that you are divinely supported every step of the way. Yes, the world will try to pull you in different directions. Yes, there will be moments when you feel like giving up. Yes, you will face obstacles and setbacks. But let me remind you, chosen one, that those obstacles are not meant to stop you. They are meant to propel you forward. Each challenge you face is another opportunity to grow, to become stronger, to step into the fullness of your potential. And when you emerge from these challenges, you will not be the same person you were when you entered them. You will be a force to be reckoned with, a living testament to the power of divine resilience. The road ahead may not always be clear, but you know the truth. You are walking in the light of divine purpose. Every step you take is guided by a higher force, a force that will not lead you astray. You have already been given everything you need to succeed. You simply have to trust in it, trust in the process, and trust in yourself. You are the embodiment of divine timing. Everything is unfolding exactly as it should. You've carried the weight of your journey in silence, and now it's time to release that weight. You are not meant to carry it alone any longer. You are supported. You are loved. You are guided. And with each passing day, you are getting closer to the fullness of your purpose. You are becoming the person you were always meant to be. You are stepping into your power, your light, your destiny. So rise up, chosen one. Walk in the truth of who you are. You are the light that the world needs. You are the change that the world has been waiting for. And with each step you take, you are not just walking for yourself. You are walking for those who will come after you. You are walking for the generations yet to come. You are walking for the dreamers, the believers, the ones who will follow in your footsteps. The time has come for you to step into your greatness. The world is ready for you, and you are ready for the world. Trust in yourself. Trust in the divine timing that has brought you here. And never forget, your journey, no matter how difficult, no matter how long, has always been worth it. You are here for a reason, and that reason is about to unfold in ways beyond your wildest dreams. You stand on the edge of a new beginning, a threshold that marks the moment when everything you've been through, everything you've endured, and everything you've become is about to make sense. Chosen one, this is your time, not tomorrow, not in some distant future. Right now, you are standing in the fullness of your power, at the precipice of your divine destiny, and the world is ready for you. The world is waiting for you to step forward and claim what has always been yours. The journey you've walked has not been easy. You've carried the weight of your calling in ways no one truly understands. You've endured seasons of silence, seasons of waiting, seasons of feeling like no one saw you, no one heard you, and no one truly understood what was happening inside you. But those seasons were not for nothing. They were your training ground. They were the forge where your spirit was shaped into something strong, something unshakable. Like steel, you were tempered by the fire. Your soul was refined in the heat of challenges, and you have emerged not just unscathed, but stronger, more resilient and more powerful than ever before. You have faced storms that could have drowned you, yet here you are, standing tall. You've walked through valleys that felt like they would never end, and yet you are still walking. You felt the sting of rejection, the ache of loneliness, the weight of doubt, but none of it was able to stop you. That's the power of the Spirit within you. It's the divine fire that refuses to be extinguished. It's the light inside you that refuses to dim, no matter how dark the world around you becomes. The world may have underestimated you. They may have seen you as too quiet, too different, too hard to figure out. But what they didn't see, what they couldn't understand, is that you are not meant to be understood. You are meant to be revealed. And in this moment, everything that has been hidden inside you is about to burst forth in a way that will change the world. You are a force of nature, a living testament to divine resilience, divine timing, and divine purpose. Your journey wasn't a mistake, it was a master plan. Every step you've taken, every moment of waiting, every challenge you've faced has been guiding you to this very moment. The struggles were not designed to break you, they were designed to build you. You were meant to become strong in the places that were once broken, to rise from the ashes of your past and shine with the brilliance of the truth that has always lived inside you. And now, chosen one, it is time to let that light shine. The world needs you. The people who are meant to walk with you need your example, your truth, your wisdom. There are souls waiting for the guidance only you can offer. There are hearts that are aching for the healing only your presence can bring. There are minds that are searching for the clarity only your journey can provide. You have been chosen not just to live for yourself, but to be a beacon for others. You are here to awaken the dormant power in those around you. You are here to show the world what is possible when a soul surrenders fully to divine purpose. You may have felt small at times. You may have questioned your worth, your power, your ability to make a difference. But you were never small. You were always in the making. And now, as you step into this new chapter of your life, you are becoming everything you were always meant to be. You are stepping into the fullness of your power, the fullness of your purpose, the fullness of your divine calling. And nothing, not doubt, not fear, not the opinions of others, will ever be able to take that from you. The strength you've gained from your struggles is not just for you, it's for the world. Your pain was never pointless. Your perseverance was never in vain. Every tear, every heartbreak, every moment of weakness was preparing you to rise, to shine, to become the person you were always destined to be. You are the culmination of every battle you fought, every hardship you've endured, every lesson you've learned. You are the manifestation of divine strength, divine wisdom, and divine purpose. And now it's time to stop hiding, stop shrinking, stop dimming your light to fit in with a world that is not ready for the power you carry. It's time to rise. It's time to stand in the fullness of who you are. The world may not always understand you, but they will feel you. Your energy will shift the atmosphere. Your presence will disrupt the darkness. Your light will draw people to you, whether they understand it or not. You are here to lead, to guide, to show others what is possible when they surrender to divine timing and embrace their own power. You may have spent so many years trying to figure out your purpose, trying to understand your path, trying to make sense of the struggles you faced. But now, you don't need to understand it. You just need to trust it. Trust that everything you've been through has been a divine preparation. Trust that everything you have endured has been for this moment. Trust that the divine timing of your life is unfolding exactly as it was meant to. You are right where you are supposed to be. Now, chosen one, it's time to step into your divine destiny. It's time to stop holding back. It's time to stop waiting for permission. You don't need anyone's approval to be who you are. You don't need to fit into anyone's box. You were never meant to be boxed in. You were meant to stand out. You were meant to be different, to be extraordinary, to be the light in a world that is desperately searching for it. And now, the world is ready for you. They are ready for the truth you carry. They are ready for the power you hold. They are ready for the love you have to offer. You are not just a part of the world. You are here to change it, and you will. You will change it with your presence, with your authenticity, with your courage to be who you are unapologetically. You will change it with your voice, with your heart, with the truth you've discovered within yourself. You will change it because you are a walking, breathing embodiment of divine power. So, chosen one, rise. Step into your purpose. Step into your power. Trust in divine timing, knowing that every moment has been preparing you for this. You are more than enough. You are more than capable. You are more than ready. The world needs you now, more than ever. And with each step you take, the light inside you will grow brighter, your path will become clearer, and your purpose will unfold in ways you never imagined. You are not just here to survive, you are here to thrive. You are not just here to exist, you are here to live in the fullness of your divine potential. So rise, chosen one, rise with confidence, rise with faith, rise with the knowledge that everything you need to succeed is already within you. Your time has come. Your moment is now. Go forward boldly, knowing that the divine is with you every step of the way.